a 14-year-old Idaho farm boy. His name is Philo T. Farnsworth.
First of all, where but in America do you even get a name like that? And Farnsworth is just such a great American story.
His family, as far as we know, didn't even have a radio. He'd only recently moved to a house that had electricity. But he told members of his family that he wanted to be an inventor like Thomas Edison.
In 1921, Farnsworth has his head buried in the latest science magazines, obsessively reading everything he can about what will one day be called television. At the time, the only device that exists is a crude one known as mechanical television, giant spinning discs with holes, each with a camera lens.
The spinning disc would capture pieces of an image over and over and kind of piece them together like a flip book.
At this point, they were never able to get any kind of resolution more than a thumbnail or a postage stamp, blurry image, and you couldn't tell what it was.
Farnsworth believes the key is a new device called the vacuum tube. It's already been used in radio to transmit sound. He thinks it can do the same with images. But he has no idea how. While staring at the family's potato field, Farnsworth suddenly imagines a new way to make television.
You plow a field by doing one row, and doing another, and then another.
That's it. That was his bolt from the blue.
He envisions a system that would break an image into horizontal lines and reassemble those lines into a picture on the other end.
Farnsworth realized that the secret of television was that it was delivered in little bits, and those bits had to be organized. And his idea was to organize them in lines that would be constantly scanned over and over again.
It will be the foundation of nearly all the world's television systems for the next 60 years. Farnsworth calls his idea electric television, but in 1921, the concept seems bizarre.
He first told his father, who said you should keep it secret. He thought people would think his son was strange.
After months of silence, Farnsworth finally tells the only person he thinks might understand, his high school science teacher, Justin Tolman.
So, you know about television?
The spinning discs, right?
Forget that. The future is electric television.
Oh, I'm lost.
Okay. Here. This is simpler.
By 1927, American industry is booming, accounting for nearly half of the entire planet's economic output. And the hottest sector of all is tech.
We have aviation, we have cars, we have radio.
The stock market takes off during the 1920s, which means there's more money to be invested on innovations, and new technologies are everywhere.
One technology that's benefiting: electronic television. Philo Farnsworth has secured a $25,000 investment for his idea. No longer an Idaho farm boy, Farnsworth has traveled west, along with his new wife, Pem, to chase his dream. The technology he's trying to develop is a new kind of vacuum tube. He calls it his image dissector.
The image dissector is really the world's first electronic television camera.
But after months of effort, Farnsworth can't get it to work.
We've got to wait for it to heat up.
Let's start again.
The image dissector tube was structurally unsound, and there was a danger that it was going to implode at any moment.
The tube had to be created in the right shape. It had to be big enough. He had fires in his laboratory. He was just working out all these problems.
After months of failures and a crash course in the art of glassblowing, Farnsworth finally lands on a much larger design that doesn't blow up. But now, Farnsworth has to prove his new tube can capture clear, moving images,
I'm turning on the receiver tube.
transmitting a simple vertical line painted on a glass slide.
Here we go. Cliff, insert the slide.
It's not very clear.
Just going to adjust the focusing coil. Turn the slide a quarter turn, Cliff. Well, that's it, folks. There you have electronic television.
Looking back on it for us, it doesn't seem like a lot. But that's the first time anybody has ever sent a moving picture over the airwaves.
Today we'd be like, how can you get so excited about that line? But for him, after all the blood, sweat, and tears, it finally works. And he literally can see the light.
Farnsworth applies for a patent, and in 1928, his breakthrough makes front-page news.